purchased 350 vehicles for onward distribution to transport operators at 18 million cedis more than it would have cost if the same vehicles were bought from the showroom. The Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, which was to receive the vehicles for redistribution to its members, rejected the vehicles, citing the cost at which it was being offered to them. Manasseh Azuri spent the last 7 months investigating how various vehicles procured by the state have been grounded. In the first of the series titled Grounded Wheels, Manasseh delves into the reason the MASLOC vehicles have been at the mercy of the weather for more than 2 years now.
In the National Security Yard behind the Accra International Conference Center, 350 vehicles procured by the Microfinance and Small Loan Center, MASLOC, are parked with some of the saloon cars completely covered with overgrown weeds. The vehicles are made up of 133-seater Isuzu buses, 100 Chevy Sparklight saloon cars, and 150 Chevy Aveo saloon cars. MASLOC procured these vehicles in 2016 for the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, but the GPRTU rejected them. The Chief Executive Officer of MASLOC, Stephen Amwa, says the Transport Union rejected the vehicles because they are overpriced.
If you look at the prices and compare that to market averages, the prices were outrageous because those trotro buses and commercial vehicle drivers have their turnovers, the sales they make a day, and for that matter, any car they procure for that purpose should be able to work in that capacity and give them the sales they need to be able to break even.
Joy News, as part of this investigation, went to the supplier of the vehicles, Mac Autos and Spare Parts Ghana Limited, for quotations in August 2018, 2 years after the company sold the vehicles to MASLOC. We found that the 2016 prices of the vehicles are lower than the 2018 prices, but our investigation revealed that the cost at which the company sold the vehicles to MASLOC in 2016 is far higher than the cost at which it sold to the general public in 2018. For instance, Mac Ghana sold the 33-seater Isuzu bus to the general public in 2018 at $79,000, but sold to MASLOC in 2016 at $107,000, a difference of $28,000 per bus. The company sold the Chevy Sparklight saloon cars in 2018 at $9,000, but sold to MASLOC at $12,500. In 2018, Mac had stopped selling Chevy Aveo saloon cars, but an August 2017 invoice from the company, which Joy News obtained as part of this investigation, caused the price of each Chevy Aveo vehicle at $14,000. However, the company supplied each of the 150 vehicles to MASLOC at $18,000. In all, the cost of the vehicles sold to MASLOC is higher than the market price of the vehicles by at least $3,750,000 or $18,375,000 Ghana cedis. Joy News made several attempts to speak to the CEO of MASLOC, who signed the contract at the time, Sedina Tamakloe Attionu, but could not get her to comment. When Joy News wrote to Mac Ghana for a response, the company denied any wrongdoing. In a letter to Joy News, Mac Ghana said,
"The reasonable difference in prices of the vehicles sold to MASLOC and the prices sold to the general public was due to the fact that it was not paid upfront in cash, but over a period of 2 years. As such, an interest was put on the price, as is custom in car purchases."
Stephen Amwa believes the amount put on contracts in Ghana are generally too high.
I know all over the world, businesses, they have lobbying fee. So you might have thought of some small margin to manage the transactions that went on. Even America, they have lobbying fee. Whether it's wrong or right, I don't know. But a situation where, just by observation, amounts that are added, sometimes when you think about it, you ask yourself, so do we have mosques and churches in Ghana, like buildings? I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not perfect, bro. I'm not an angel. But I think what is really destroying Ghana is corruption. There's nothing else. Whether NDC, CPP, we have good people who are learned. But why? It's corruption. Why? It's corruption.
Joy News investigation revealed more anomalies with this contract beyond the prices. We secured a record of all the vehicles imported by MAC Ghana from January 2016 to December 2017. We also secured details of all the vehicles cleared by the company for which duty was paid. When the details of the vehicles supplied to MASLOC were searched from the vehicles cleared, they were not found. Our checks with the Ghana Revenue Authority confirmed that the company did not pay duty on the vehicles it supplied to MASLOC. According to the GRA, duty on the 350 vehicles amounted to 10,500,000 Ghana cedis. Further investigations revealed that the Ministry of Finance had written to waive the duty for the company pending a parliamentary approval, which did not happen. Our investigation, however, revealed the company was not entitled to a duty waiver according to the terms of the contract. Article 32 of the contract states, and I quote, "A supplier shall be entirely responsible for all taxes, duties, licenses, fees, etc. incurred until the delivery of the contracted goods to the final destination," end of quote. GPRTU executive told Joy News the union had its own preference, but MASLOC insisted on MAC Ghana. Besides, MASLOC did not discuss the prices or sign any contract with them before importing the 350 vehicles. The procurement specialist, Kobina Atabedu, says government committed a series of anomalies in the transaction.
My understanding of this is that GPRTU said that they want government to assist them to acquire vehicles. GPRTU had their own preference of vehicles they want. So that is the specification. How come government decided that we are going to go to MAC and that is what we will give you? That is a red flag for me. Number two, why should it be a sole source or a single source? And where is the approval? Did they get PPA to do an approval for that single source? Now, if PPA did an approval for that single source, what kind of due diligence did they do before they decided to give them the approval? Because if I look at the analysis here, they quoted in cedi. The contract was given out in Ghana cedi. We have ended up paying in USD as against the contract. That itself is a flaw on government's part.
He also commented on the value of the vehicles.
When a vehicle drives out of the showroom, as soon as it comes out of the showroom, 20% of the vehicle has depreciated. It's gone. The value is gone. So if we are to sell those cars today, we will have lost money. Because by accounting standards, you can depreciate a car over a maximum of 5 years and a minimum of 3 years. So if we take the maximum, it means every year 20% of the value of the car is gone. So as soon as the car drove out of the showroom, so if you buy a car today and you take it back the next day and say, I want my money back, they'll give you your money minus 20%. So we've put those cars there, dumped them in the sun.
Since 2016?
Since 2016. So 2016, 2017, 2018, now we are in 2019, 4 years. The value of those cars, book.
The fate of the vehicles is not known. What is known is that irrespective of how the vehicles are disposed of, the state will have to sell them at a lower price than it bought them. The charge sheet, the two willfully caused financial loss to the state contrary to sections 23(1) and 179A, 3A of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29. The two were put before the Financial Division of the High Court on Monday, February 4, where the former CEO's lawyers argued that she deserved bail because she's always honored the invitations and fully cooperated with the investigation. Awudu questioned the prosecution's ability to prove all the 80 charges beyond reasonable doubt.
When the charges were read, they all pleaded not guilty, and we've been granted bail. Bail in sum of 5 million and 2 sureties. I think for the second accused is 1 million and 2 sureties. The more charges you bring, the more and the onerous tax you put on yourself to prove beyond reasonable doubt. If I look at it, basically all they are talking about stealing, willful causing financial loss, dishonestly appropriating something that belongs to the state. They are talking about the breach of the Public Financial Management Act and the Public Procurement Act, that they have not been given approval. But still, you could see that the single sole sourcing they are talking about, it is still law. What they are saying, there was no approval. So they will have to come and show that all this they are saying is in place. Then we don't have anything to even say. But to put something before the court to know that what they are saying, it does not exist. That's our only duty to do. So,
can you convince you sail through?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. You know, we will look at the materials they have, then we would also scrutinize it. At the end of the day, we are happy we are here today, because this started since 2017, all over the media. Somebody is corrupt, somebody has stolen, somebody is a thief. All this thing, I'm sure the world will follow the trial.
The case has, however, been adjourned to March 4, 2019.
In 2017, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, conducted investigations into certain fraudulent disbursements of MASLOC funds involving the first and second accused persons. Investigations revealed that in June 2014, MASLOC invested a sum of 150,000 Ghana cedis in Obatampa Microfinance Company Limited, a licensed Tier 2 microfinance company located at Iddrisu in the Ashanti region. Thereafter, the first accused person offered Obatampa a further investment sum of 500,000 Ghana cedis. As a result, a MASLOC Agricultural Development Bank ADB check dated 24th of July 2014 in the sum of 500,000 Ghana cedis was drawn in favor of Obatampa. Soon after Obatampa received the MASLOC check, the first accused person informed the board chairman of Obatampa that the investment amount of 500,000 Ghana cedis would attract 24% interest. Obatampa decided to return the amount to MASLOC since the interest rate being demanded by the accused person was too high and unprofitable for its business. They issued a check in a refund of the loan amount. Upon presentation of the check, the first accused person declined to accept the check and made a demand for a cash refund. A cash amount of 500,000 Ghana cedis was delivered to the first accused person by the board chairman of Obatampa on the night of 28th August 2014 at the Bachona Total filling station located on the Spintex Road in Accra. By a letter dated 28th August 2014, the first accused person acknowledged receipt of the refunded sum. In 2015, per letters, some of which were under the hand of the accused person, MASLOC made demands on Obatampa for the payment of interest on the principal investment sum of 500,000 Ghana cedis. In response to the demands, Obatampa wrote a reminder to MASLOC concerning the payment of the loan amount and drew the first accused person's attention to the unjustified demands, whereupon the demands stopped. In 2017, upon the assumption of office of a new chief executive of MASLOC, a demand notice was again sent to Obatampa for the payment of accrued interest on the same investment sum of 500,000 Ghana cedis, whereupon Obatampa once again informed MASLOC that the money had already been refunded since 2014. Investigations subsequently showed that MASLOC had no record of the amount having been paid to it, and that the first accused person had appropriated the amount of 500,000 Ghana cedis.